I like the guy, man. I like Manel. He's a good guy. It's just that he just lied too much. So I'm definitely gonna take my time. But when I get my timing, is over with.
That smile tells me you got your call out ready for someone once the fight's over.
That post fight interview.
What's going on, Junkie Nation? The champ is back. Joshua Van. He's the UFC flyweight champion. He's got a fight booking. It's going down on April 11th in Miami, Florida. He's taking on Tatsuro Tyra. Welcome back to Junkie Radio, champ. How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Where are you on your way to right now?
Shit, I just finished my second workout, so I'm about to head home, take a rest, ready for my third one.
What do you do when you chill? You actually sleep or watching
Yeah, just take a
TV or
nap.
what?
Nap.
A nap.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So I wanted to ask you: were you
Mm.
disappointed that it was Tyra? A lot for a while there it was Cop that was in the running, and they couldn't make that happen. So, or what about the fact that it wasn't either Pantoja or Cop? Were you fine with it being Tyra?
I'm fine, man. Like Tatsuro is like a well-rounded guy, so you know what I mean. And we were supposed to fight before, so you know what I mean. Just I'm actually excited for this fight, man. You know what I mean. He's a well-rounded guy. He's good on the ground. He got a little bit of striking and stuff like that. So you know what I mean. I'm ready to test myself against this guy.
The reason I ask is because it looks like you thrive in settings where you kind of dislike the other guy. So with Cop, you were getting that, right? A little bit of heat. And then with Pantoja, there would have been something to prove because obviously some people feel like, well, the fight never played out and we need to
Mm.
really see the result. That's why I guess I was asking. But do you see yourself, a young 24-year-old, eventually just getting to all of them pretty soon?
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Eventually, I'll fight all of them guys. So I like the guy, man. I like Manel. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. It's just that he just lied too much. You know what I mean? So I just want to put it out there. But I don't hate no fighters and nothing like that, man. I like the guy. I respect him. He been in the game for a long time. So you know what I mean. I respect what he brings to the table. But in case of getting this fight and all this stuff that he lie about, I just want to put it out there. That's all.
Hmm. What was the main thing that he lied that you didn't like?
He trying to act like I'm the one that didn't want the fight and this and that. You know what I mean? Even when they first offer and stuff like that. When they first offer, it was 2 weeks, and then March 7th, I don't know what happened with him because when my manager hit me up and Mick hit me up for the March 7th, I was the one that saying, "Hey, let's go." It's whatever. But then he trying to turn around and see this and that and that. Like it's stupid, man. You know what I mean? If you don't want to fight, you could just be like, "Hey, I need more time" or something. But I don't like the fact that he going around and saying all this thing on Twitter or whatever.
If you two were in the same hotel, the same fighter hotel, and somehow you walked into the same elevator, could you guys survive like a 20 foot, or 20 floors? And would you talk? Would you just nod? Or do you think it could get testy in there?
I say what's up. Like I said, I don't hate the guy. I have nothing against the guy. It's just the fact that he lied. That's all. Like
All right.
I don't hate people, man.
No, I know, but it also looks like you also can put someone in their place as well as can he. It looks like you guys don't take crap, you know what I mean? So that's why I was asking. But if it's not testy, it's not testy. No big deal. I thought it was a little more testy than maybe what it was.
Nah, man. At the end of the day, we professional fighters. You know what I mean? We get paid to fight. Why
Yeah.
fight outside of the cage and things like that? Unless we really have to. Which he's a grown ass man with a kid. I'm a grown ass man too. So there's no point of fighting unless we really have to. But if you want to take it that way, then I have no problem.
All right. So a lot of times when people come to Vegas, they say the desert, it's dry, my breathing, this and that. Do you ever have any problems with that? And here's why I ask, because it's a lot different of a climate in Vegas than it is in Miami. Miami is very humid and sweaty and anything. As a young guy, do you even have to make any of them types of adjustments when you go to certain types of climates?
This is gonna be my first time in Miami, so I don't think so because Texas is hot as fuck. You know what I mean? So for me to train here without AC and stuff like that, going over there and fight, ain't nothing different. You know what I mean? So I get used to wherever they want me to fight at.
All right. Um, you've won 6 in a row, and how are you feeling right now in terms of like, is this the best you've ever felt, and what's the ceiling for you? I mean, you still got so many formative years in front of you where the experience will make you, stronger up here, and at the same time you'll still retain athleticism because you haven't even hit 25, much less 30.
Yeah, man. I just feel like I'm getting stronger each and every fight. This fight camp is the same way. You know what I mean? I feel like this is my strongest point this far. So I'm only gonna get better from here. So you know what I mean? I'm very excited for this fight, April 11th.
Goes. What do you have for the champ?
Joshua, can you explain to us the championship mindset? Do you feel different? Is it a feeling that can be almost addicting?
Uh no, I get addicted to winning. You know what I mean? I don't get addicted to this championship things or whatever. The belt is a belt. I think we just got to keep winning. Winning is everything, man. When you win, feel like you're on top of the world. You know what I mean? So I just get addicted to that. I addicted to that feeling.
Winning the belt is one thing, right? And then defending
Mm.
it is another. Is there anything that night when you won the belt that you feel like had to change in order for you to be the guy that keeps the belt?
Yeah. I of course winning the belt is easy, right? Because you know what I mean. That's what you hungry for it, but keeping the belt is harder. So of course, my coaches, man, they trying to kill me every day. You know what I mean? The training is a lot harder than usual, for sure. So yeah, that's that.
Do you feel that target on your back? A lot of people obviously are now gunning for your spot. Have relationships had to change at all? Do you have to treat people different, keep them at a distance? Is anything different about all that?
No, I still feel the same way, but a lot of people, of course, they distance themselves from me because of you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm always the same guys, but some people, you know what I mean. That when I can't pick up their call now, they'd be like, oh, you don't have time for us no more, this and that. It's just I'm in the gym, you know what I mean. So but people that still love me, man, we all, I'm still the same guys to them.
How important is the first round, and more so really that first minute against Tatsuro Tyra? Just in watching video of him, being around him, do you have him pretty figured out, or do you feel like there'll be a little bit of feeling out process in this fight?
Yeah, like I always say, it's very different what you see on TV and when you really in the cage like that. So I think I'm definitely gonna take my time, because we have 25 minutes to figure each other out. So I'm definitely gonna take my time. But when I get my timing, is over with.
Sometimes champions have almost like a theme to their reign, right? What would be your message to the rest of the division, and what's the Joshua Van reign going to be like?
I'm gonna be the active champion. You know what I mean? All this contender. I thought the contender was supposed to call out champ, but I'm out here calling the contender out and stuff like that. So you know what I mean? After this fight, y'all better stay ready.
How quick would you want to turn it around, like International Fight Week? Is that appealing? What about the White House? Did you kind of feel bad about missing out on that one?
Nah. The my thing is I'm focusing on this fight right now. I don't look past Tatsuro, but you know what I mean. Up to this fight, then I can tell you, what my plan is. But as of right now, Tatsuro.
That smile tells me you got your call out ready for someone once the fight's over.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you give us a hint? Will it be a former champ or someone that recently lied to you?
Stay tuned. You know what I mean? That post fight interview.
My man is a sphinx. He hangs on to his riddles. He won't give no clues. I like it. Uh, you're 16-2, Joshua Van. These are just general questions. Do the 2 losses, were they part of the journey, or do they ever bother you? Like, would you want to get one of them back? You know, Johnson's still in the UFC. I don't, I'm not too sure about the first fella. I think it was Devin Jackson.
Yeah. My first loss, I lost because the experience and things like that. I was only training 8 months into this. You know what I mean? So I never uh tasted defeat. You know what I mean? So I just thought I couldn't lose. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to train. So that's what happened. And then the second loss, it was on me too. So I think it's part of the journey. I'm so glad that I took those 2 losses. It just made me a better fighter for sure.
That first guy was his first fight. I think he submitted you. He's got to be, gloating, saying, "Man, I beat the champ. I got a dub over the champ." Have you ever ran into him? And what would you say if you ran into him? Would it be cool?
Yeah, I don't even remember what he looked like no more. Yeah, I don't think I would even remember him. But hey, shout out to him. He made me a better fighter, man.
Yeah. Yeah, his name is Devin Jackson, and I'm glad you're taking it lightly. These questions aren't in any way to antagonize or anything. But I mean, there's some real competitive people out there that want to get them all back, if possible. That's why I was asking. Let me ask you another thing. If main event status, for many years, the flyweight division has always kind of been like a little brother, especially even with the great Demetrius Johnson, even Alexander Pantoja. It's hard to get that main event. It's happened. It's not like it hasn't, but a lot of times it's the co-main. Is that something you strive for, to say, hey, man, I'm going to put this, division on my back. We're going to be main event status, as much as possible.
Yes. After this fight, everything would change for sure because before I come to the UFC, man, the flyweight division was ass. Nobody paid attention to the flyweight division. You know what I mean? And then I come to the division, and you know what I mean. It just lit a fire, and now we got a lot of talents, man. Like Tatsuro, myself. We still got Roy Vaughn, Manel, all this guy. You know what I mean. We got all the great now. So before I got to the UFC, man, it was just like 1 or 2 people, that are at the top, and that was it. But now we got all this talent, so after this fight, everything will change for sure.
Who's been your toughest opponent to date?
Toughest opponent? My amateur title fight.
No shit.
Yeah, he maybe it's the experience because you know what I mean. I was only in the game for 6 months, but yeah, he was one of my hardest.
Was it a guy named
So,
Paris Moran, or do you remember the name?
it was
Oh,
what's his
sorry,
name?
Antonio Figueiredo.
Yes, that guy.
Really? Okay. And what?
Mhm.
He was just tough at that time. You weren't as experienced, or what was the problem there?
I don't know. He was just I don't know. It was just too much experience. You know what I mean? I guess his game plan was good. So that
Man,
was my first fight. Yeah.
that's a pretty cool shout out to give someone from the past like that. But there's gonna be a lot of pro fighters going, "Oh man, why is he tripping on me? I thought I gave him a good fight."
Yeah. But I was getting better too as my career go. But at that time, like till today, man, he was my toughest fight. And the crazy part is we fight for the same promoter. Fury and stuff like that. So he's good. Yeah.
You know what's pretty cool is you've been on a lot of numbered events. That means you've experienced crowds. Do you feel like that's what you're meant for, a prize fighter who gives them, heavy-handed action, some vicious KOs? There's a lot of other people that have gotten stuck in the apex, but you've been in front of crowds a lot.
Yeah, I think it's just the output that we put come fight day. I think the fan love the way I fight. I think, you know what I mean, and I think it's just the UFC, man. They just like the way I fight, I guess. You know what I mean. I'm blessed enough for them to put me on this number card and stuff like that. So it's good.
You're in a fraternity of champions now. There's only 11 of you, if I'm not mistaken, between the 3 ladies and the 8 men. Have any of them ever said anything to you, or maybe just someone that you grew up idolizing since you've been champ just gave you a compliment that felt good?
And I get to sing with one of my favorite singer from Myanmar.
Oh yeah,
It was dope. Yeah, last month it
you
was
got to
crazy.
sing.
Yeah, I got to sing with him on the stage. He called me up on the stage, and we get to sing together. You know.
You got some
Nice.
pretty
it's
good
dope.
pipes, Joshua Van, or was he kind of carrying you in the singing department?
I definitely was trying to carry me because I didn't remember the lyric and stuff like that. So yeah,
You lip synced a little.
yeah, it was crazy.
I
You
think
kind of
when you don't know the lyrics, you just point the mic out to the crowd, right? That's how you get out of
Yeah,
it.
he pull up his phone so I can I can look at the lyric and stuff.
Nice.
Are you recognized a lot in Houston?
Yeah, now a lot more, restaurants and things like that. So yeah,
Does it bother you when little kids just they want to take a picture or an autograph? Or do you think you're a pretty accommodating champion in that regard?
nah, I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? It just when I eat sometime and the fans will come up and don't let
Yeah.
me eat. That's kind of annoying. But other than that, man, I enjoy this. You know what I mean? I enjoy this support and the love that they showing me.
All right,
Yeah.
man. Well, listen, I know you want to get home, probably smash some food, get some rest. 2 workouts already today, so
Yes,
you're
sir.
definitely staying busy. And but hey, we always appreciate you coming on MMA Junkie. It's been fun following you through. As you were making your way into title contention status, then a title challenger, now the champ. Very, very cool, man. And all at 24 years old. Amazing, Joshua.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.